Hello, hi, this is Paul Van, and today I'm going to talk about another email marketing. Yes, lots of email marketing tip and trick. Sunday Box Response has an article about step-by-step instruction to compose a successful email newsletter that creates more activity. I found it is useful and summarized here. His emails are extraordinary and powerful tool for explaining your business how we do it correctly, so our client will stay with us longer. Scalability. Okay, basically, okay, individuals don't really read the full article of every email. Okay, think about this. Rather than they just check the title and scan the body quickly, if they even have time to actually to read the body. So I'm trying to say is try to compose the most interesting headline with not security, scarcity, curiosity, right? So and benefit components. Alright, so that's even important. And try to talk about the only one main thought for every passage and click it simple and direct. If you have more than one thought, you can just put in the PS below. Try not to put more than one thought in the body. Most of the readers they don't really have time to read, and that will actually confuse them. And unless I saw some email very long, have different kind of segment. Unless you are actually build very strong rapport to your reader already, and if the reader is more, this is more like cold email, which is lots of free marketing do. Even though they just subscribe, still consider not very cold, consider to be cold. I will consider warm is like the people actually see a couple of your email, they still are not unsubscribed yet. So I will be careful about that. I will still try to make sure that the message contains just one main point. Second is aim for the simplicity. The most impressive trap, imperative trap is that to fulfill your audience with a simple enough information. That's important. I would say more important thing is fulfill with simple enough information. Okay, you can use a bullet to breaker, for example, to compress component into the measurements like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's another strategy if you actually have multiple points. Okay, and 3, make intriguing open sentence. So what I mean is initial construction is critical for building up any relationship, right? So create a curiosity, scarcity, and a benefit on the title. Just just like you do in the title. It's important in the first paragraph, first sentence, first two sentences. So to get the more open way, you have to have the best title and first sentence, first two, first two sentences of the body message, right? You have to make them great, best, and Number 4, react to criticism. Response to a reader's emails, you will sometimes get the valuable criticism or praise from your reader. Response or constructive feedback quickly. I know sometimes you receive some, feedback is not very negative. You can ignore them and respond to constructive feedback. That's what I mean. Okay. 5. Use HTML editor for email. My favorite HTML editor is html-calendar.com. In addition to the file, give the audience the choice of both HTML and print version of your email. And second, keep your messages short, but no less than 200 words. Try to do, I would say less than 150 words, because sometimes you don't want to put too little. And they just want to put enough order to pass the spanner section. I will talk about that shortly. Although each email service provider is Yahoo, Gmail, AOL, and Hotmail, etc., has its own spam filter rule, but most of the cable domain like Ymail, Comcast, etc., Bell South, are private domain, and private domain like yourcompany.com, etc. Okay, just want to search in like your company domain.com or .net, whatever. I'll use Apache web server to spam the session filter. So make sure that your score is 00. And many many of email editing program, you either with self-host, or maybe you are using the third-party, Airweb Get Response, Nimica, Freshmail. Wow, so many of them. Many of them actually support spam section. At the end, they have a way to review. When you review, and they will give you the spam score. Those are actually coming from spam section, because most of the web server, if you are Linux server, they are almost 100% using Apache web server. You are using Microsoft Internet IIS, you're probably using different, but most of the self-host and the email provider using a Linux-based solution. So that's what I'm trying to say. So make sure it's 0. Under 5 is okay, but if you get like 2, 3, 4, it's just not desirable. 0 is the best. But again, this doesn't really affect too much on the Gmail, Yahoo. I found 0 and 2.8, to the Yahoo. It doesn't really matter, because, but Yahoo had their own filter. What I'm saying, if you actually pass spam session, it is actually better chance for you to pass Gmail, Yahoo, even though they're not using spam session. That's what I mean. So still gonna think about this. As an image map, if you have URL associated with the image, what I'm trying to say is, instead of just put one URL on the entire image, you can use in the image map. It's a trick, because using one image, a lot of time it won't even show up in the email. If you did indeed show up, the user probably have to say show image, or to find that in the spam folder, whatever, etc. If you want the image to show up, you can do is using image map, but this trick does not work in other major ESP except Yahoo. This trick only so far work in Yahoo at this time of speaking, October 2017. Okay, so if you send the image only email out, it will be considered as spam. But there is an alternative for Yahoo.com users. You can use for sending to Yahoo. You can use the image match generator to create capable image match to avoid being considered as spam email. And image match strategy won't work for Gmail and other major ESP. So how your image get displayed? Either you have a you will have a whitelist with Gmail. Gmail really don't have whitelist. I mean, even your IP reputation is super high, okay, or but most of the time you just won't see the image, okay. The user have to click show image, and or your email, or if you have email lots of image, they will just put into Gmail, just put into a promotional tab. They normally inbox tab, social media tab, promotional tab. You're just gonna go to promotional tab, okay. The image map, it just won't work with Gmail, okay. So this is a strategy for sending to Yahoo user. Also, incorporate your address information and unsubscribe link in the footer. We know that each email you send, this followers can spam rewards. Add the disclaimer to report the spam link at the header. It's a good idea as well. You can add a link and click the spam, go to your form, your internal form, and so user can submit a form to you, and you can remove them. Instead of them, they don't have a way to express their anger or something, and they will actually try to click the spam option in their email, which is Yahoo and Gmail. Their spam option on the top. Okay, so put the report spending in the top of email. That will actually not avoid 100%, but it will avoid. To my experience, about 50%. Every time since I do that myself in my email, my spam complaint kind of cut in about half of 50%. I didn't actually do calculate them, every single email, but just overall, my experience about half of them. So you have a link for user to report spam and send the email to yourself, so you can remove them. It's better than they choose the spam, because if they click the spam in the Gmail or whatever other email program, then it will actually lower your IP reputation. And Gmail actually very bad is not even the IP reputation. Gmail is doing your domain reputation. Other ESP like Yahoo, AOL, they do the if they got a spam complaint, they will lower your IP address reputation. And if in the Gmail, if you got the spam complaint, it will lower your domain reputation. The difference is if your domain reputation lower, if you have more IP, a lot of IP addresses associated with this domain, they all get banned. If you have IP reputation get banned, if you have 10 IP addresses, for example, you just have one IP get banned, another 9 IP still working fine. So you need to understand this point. So have user choose a spam complaint in the Gmail is very damage to your system. That's why implement this strategy gonna help you a lot. Also implement the rootback feedback. If you don't know what that is, as your whatever create your self-host email to do that, or that's all additional service. Most of people actually I talk to, they don't even know how to do that, or they don't they will charge more to do that, because that is something to do with like if you add the feedback loop pin, you have to submit the form with Gmail, with Yahoo, all the whole bunch of ESP individually, and you have to tell them why you want to do this, because you are the your own ESP. People actually you have a subscriber and they're using your email, using your domain, and etc. etc. Normally, it's only in that kind of scenario that you will be approved to the feedback loop, because it's more equal to something like you are in the whitelist. Although again, Gmail do not have a whitelist. They are publicly talk about this. They do not have whitelist. But if you want to have a similar to whitelist style, you can implement the feedback loop. Okay, that means when people actually create a spam in Gmail, they will actually send you a copy of email, and that makes a very big difference, because once they send a copy to you, that means that you are in Gmail's pretty much widest network. So that is good. You can know how many complaints, so you can stop sending right away. Instead, a lot of people, they got a complaint and they still keep sending to the same user, and then that will just keep adding bad reputation to your domain. So you can stop right away and do not damage further, and that would be great. Just damage once is okay. A lot of problem is we keep hitting something and we don't know we actually produce more damage. The many email programs, they have ability to stop. If people actually send the spam, report a spam or hot bounce, etc. But the problem is a lot of self-host email, they do not set up properly, which is I see a lot of people self-host. They got damaged because they didn't set up properly, or maybe they set up properly because the IP is so new. Okay, Google gonna actually put any IP address to email from any low reputation IP address to a spam folder anyway. Okay, I just realized that. Okay, if you have a new IP address, you want to send to email to Gmail, they kind of block your email anyway until your IP address being reputable, which just means it's going to be at least 6 weeks later, and or at least if you very carefully, you do very well, or as SCARM, all the domain setting all fine, at least like 3 or 4 weeks, and they will starting unblock your email sending to Gmail. Okay, number 7, testing is critical. Before you send your email, see yourself in this view in the browsers, make sure all looks fine and links also work perfectly. RSS channel, lots of email program allow you to make copy to RSS channel. Enable them, always enable them to help you create more response in the future. Okay, so they'll be advertised. If you don't know already, I think it's time to tell you this. Okay, you really don't need to go to regular work anymore. Or what I mean is why. Okay, why is here? Okay, I believe there is a better solution for your situation. Okay, the solution is for people like you and me who search for opportunity online, and this is it. Okay, to click that link. And today's Life hack is if you buy the pizza, right, you can use your seat warmer. Okay, if you warm your seat, and while you bring the pizza home, and that will make sure pizza still hot. Especially you're gonna drive more than 30 minutes home. Okay, thanks so much for watching the video, and you have a very blessed day. Bye bye.